What is up, you beautiful people? My name is Mountaineer Paul. Welcome into another edition of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. Happy Memorial Day to you and yours. Quick story on that. September 11th happened my sophomore year of high school, 2003, November 2003. I headed to Parris Island, South Carolina, full of piss and vinegar, ready to fight for this country. And I am proud of the time I served in the United States Marine Corps. Hopefully, any and all of you who served as well, or if you know somebody that has made the ultimate sacrifice, today's for them, this video is for them, and enjoy the episode. Before we go any further, let's talk sponsorships and go ahead and thank our sponsors for the episode. This episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football is brought to you by Dutch Miller Automotive, where friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front on any new or pre-loved vehicle in stock every time. With brands like Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, Hyundai, Ford, GMC, Buick, and Subaru, the Dutch Miller Automotive family is always growing and ready to put you in the car or truck you've been searching for. Check out our inventory across West Virginia at DutchMillerAuto.com or come in today to the home of friends and family pricing, only at a Dutch Miller Automotive store near you. I don't expect there to be a huge crowd in here today. It's a holiday. People are with family, so I get that. We may not have any. In today's video is sponsored by Magic Shine Auto Spa and Tint in Morgantown, West Virginia. In Magic Shine, your vehicle's care is their top priority. They use only the highest quality products to ensure your car not only looks its best, but is also protected and maintained with the utmost care. From window tinting with top-of-the-line Max Pro Tint to protective ceramic coatings with Diamond Protect, they've got you covered. Drive in today and experience the difference at Magic Shine Auto Spa and Tint, where your car shines like new. Shine on, Morgantown. All right. What's up, Curtis D316? What's up, Pokemon Kid and Entertainment? Eric Flowers, Timothy Green. Welcome into the show. Today we're going to be talking about something kind of cool, especially if you play the college football game. My throat's a little hoarse here. Especially played the college football EA Sports version of it until it was, discontinued because of the pay-for-play. Well, needing to pay the players. Skylar Callahan wrote an article about guessing the overall what they're going to be, each player. And I thought it'd be fun to go down that list and agree or disagree. So let's get over here to Skylar Callahan, Mountaineers Now. So let's see. Let's go back up to the top. Projecting the overall rating of every WVU player on College Football 25. Which Mountaineers break 90 overall in EA Sports new video game, if any? There damn better be. EA Sports new college football game will be hitting the shelves in less than 2 months. How much love will West Virginia's roster receive by the rating adjusters? Truth is, we won't know until the game is released. But we'll project what EA will rate every scholarship player on their Mountaineers roster on this episode, apparently. Keep in mind that this is a projection of what I believe EA will rate the players and not what I would rate them as. Oh, interesting. I didn't read that. So don't get too upset with me if some players are ranked a little lower than expected. EA typically rates pretty harsh, so I took that into account. Also, there may be some players who had opted out of the game, or maybe not be included because they're a late addition or true freshmen. EA has not revealed the full list of players who have opted in, nor have they provided any clarity on the status of the incoming freshman class. Quarterbacks, obviously. Got Garrett Greene at an 88 overall. He's got Nico Marchiol. I guess I need to share the screen, don't I, guys? You thought I would do the whole you thought I would go through the whole thing, didn't you? I remembered about a quarter of the way through here. All right. So we've got Garrett Greene at 88 overall. Nico at 75, Ryder Burton at 70, and Quill Wilkins at 68. How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys think that these are appropriately rated? I think the Garrett Greene could be higher, right? I think you could justify a 90 overall for him. But, I certainly see where Skylar's coming out here. Like you said, it's not a personal opinion. But guess what? We're going to put our personal opinions on it. We're going to be biased and everything. I think Garrett could be a 90 overall. Based on the season he had last year and what he projects to do this year with the returning receivers, that's a part of it, right? At least from my perspective, when you're talking about rating, a quarterback's rating, who he's playing with affects it. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Randy Moss and Culpepper were unbeatable in Madden, right? You threw it deep to Moss, and it was over like 7 out of 10 times. Well, Dante Culpepper probably got a lot better rating because of Randy Moss. And if he didn't have Randy Moss, then that would have never happened, in my opinion. So, similarly here, I think Garrett's going to benefit from some of the players on the roster, that are going to contribute. And I really do think they will. Horse. So I'm not going to go down every single player here, but Nico Marchiol at 75 overall. Sorry, y'all. I could see him at maybe a 78, maybe a little higher or lower. Good Lord. I'm so sorry. Interestingly enough, Khalil Wilkins is on there. He's a wild card, man. He could be a lot better than you think right away. He's got a lot of potential. Ryder Burton as well. I think he should be higher than 70, but I get what he was doing here. You go down to running back, and this is where it gets kind of fun. You've got Jaheim White at 92 overall. Whew. I don't think they're going to have him that high at EA. I don't. Do I think he is that? Because he only had about an 8-game stretch, right? 9 games, somewhere in there. It was amazing. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying he don't deserve it. He does. But, man, 92 is damn good. You don't see many running backs get up. Ollie Gordon will be the highest rated running back in the game, you would expect. Probably 96, 97. CJ is appropriate right there at the 84 because of the injury history. Somebody that can take a huge jump on this is probably Jalen Anderson. If he gets back to Oklahoma State, Jalen Anderson, and then Yor Hubbard and Travion Dunbar. I love both these running backs. They're so deep in the running back room now that you look at this full list. But I think, overall, I think Jaheim stands obviously to possibly go up a couple more points, and CJ could end up being a 90 plus at the end of the season as well. So I mean, we have a 200 monster we're really proud of a running back. Wide receiver Jaden Bray 86. Wow, that's really high. I was not expecting that. He had a good season last year, but he caught less than I think he caught maybe 50. I don't even think he caught 50 balls. I'll have to go look, but very interesting. I know he's projecting what EA will do here, but 86 is pretty dang good. I would have expected him to probably be where Traylon Ray is, and Traylon Ray to be at about an 80, just because neither has really done a lot yet. Surprising what Justin Robinson will be over Huddy, but I suppose that's obviously he's played a few years in school, so that's not a huge surprise. Everybody else is right about where you'd expect them to. The person on this list that stands to, in my opinion, surge the highest up is Rick Darius Farmer. I say 6 games in, you might see this kid in an 80 plus, 84, 82, 83, somewhere in that range. I'm that big of a fan of him, and I really do think he's got a chance. And also Brandon Raymond. Both these guys are 4-star incoming wide receivers, guys. Not on the composite, they are. Now, I think on one they have a 4-star rating on 247 arrivals, both. I'm not sure which one for each. And then a 3-star on the other one for each. So I'm not really sure which it is. But they're both basically composite 4-star guys. Brandon Raymond out of St. Joseph's Prep and Rick Darius Farmer coming out of Florida. Really exciting players. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Subscribe to Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. It'd probably be a good chance to go ahead and plug the website. So over here at, before we go any further down this, the rabbit hole on Skylar's article here, wrote an article earlier today talking about the recruiting weekend, guys. If you want to see, maybe I'll read it here in a minute. But what I want to talk about is if you are subscribed to Mountaineer Paul Talks Football, if you are subscribed to Hoops from the Hills, and you go to forums to right here over to where I have put up this in general giveaway, eat shit pit post, go here. Sign up, put your ESPN. We're a few pages in now, guys. There's been quite a few people sign up. And you can win a signed Garrett Greene helmet. We paid triple figures for it. It's expensive. So I will be able to show that off when it comes in the mail. Should be here probably in the next couple of days. But a lot of people have signed up so far, but not so many to where you ain't got a shot. There's 32 on there right now. There should be way more, right? So get to the website, WVinsiders.com. WV Insiders. You'll know you're there when you see my logo. And sign up on the forum. And then go to Mountaineer Paul Talks Football, which is right here. I'm not sharing the screen again, am I? I'm the world's worst at this. All right. I'm on the other. Yeah, I keep forgetting I was on the Skylar's page. All right. It's going to take me a while to get used to that. I've done it for so long the other way without sharing the screen. It's just going to take me some time to get used to. All right. So now, here we are again on WVinsiders.com. Go over to forums right here. Go to general and go to the giveaway eat shit pit post here part. And what that's going to allow you to do is sign up for this giveaway, like I said. And if you just go, all you have to do is go to WV Insiders. Everything else is there. Mountaineer Paul Talks Football is there, and Hoops from the Hills. So all you literally have to do, we made it real easy. Go to WVinsiders.com, and then both YouTube channels are on the website. All you have to do is click on one, hit subscribe, click on the other, hit subscribe. That's it. It doesn't cost you anything. You can win a Garrett Greene helmet. So pretty cool, guys. Back to the article. We're going to go over a couple more players here. Probably won't be a super long episode today, guys. We got 50 people in here, which is I'm grateful for. But I wasn't expecting it to be, one of our 200 or 300 chat rooms on a holiday like it is. Okay. So back to this. Curious what you guys think here on this. What wide receiver do you think should be higher up? What wide receiver do you think he's inflating here? These aren't official numbers, keep in mind. So Tight end, Cole Taylor at an 86. Traylon Davis at a 75. Genross at a 74. Dixon at a 71. Samarco, 67. Braham, Wickstrom. Where's TJ Johnson? Did he opt out? Interesting. Anyway, Cole Taylor at an 86. That's pretty dang good, man. You realize how good this offense is going to be if we have an 86 at tight end, an 86 at receiver, a 94 and an 84 at running back, and an 88 at quarterback. This is going to be a top 30 offense, guys. And then you look at the rest of the. I think Traylon's probably right. They're right about where he should be because he's proven to be a very valuable blocking only tight end. Cole Taylor has a chance to bump the number up a little bit to the maybe 90. He'd have to have a real hell of a year, but he's got a shot. Genross is their wild card as well. 6'7" tight end we got coming in. Be interested to see what he does. Here should be the highest rated player in our roster, and he is. Wyatt Milum at a 94. That's pretty fair. Is he the best lineman in the nation? No. Is he one of the 5? Yes. So is he going to be a first-round pick? Yes. Well, he's probably one of the 3 best in the country, really. But could you justify him being a 97, 96? Oh, absolutely you could. 94, you'll take it all day, every day. Interestingly enough, my boy Xavier Bosley, massively underrated at 74. Easily, I think you say he stands to gain the most on this list here. Although Johnny Williams is intriguing. But you look at Xavier Bosley, he was a freshman All-American, second team last year as a freshman at Jacksonville State. So he's got a lot of upside and talent, and I do believe he can finish the year, especially if he gets that right tackle spot. Look, between him and Malone, it's a dead heat. I think you see him on the right side. I think he's in his mid-80s at least by the end of the year. Just my opinion. I love Bosley, though. Let's get to the guard spots here. Tomas Remax at an 85, well-deserved. I think that's about right for him. Jaquay Hubbard is at a 78, which is pretty low. I thought he was a bit better than that. Maybe put him at an 82. The rest of the guys haven't really played a lot, so it's kind of hard to tell. You look at center here, Brandon Yates at 77. I mean, Skylar, even though he's projected here, our offensive line isn't as strong as you would think, right? Zach Frazier last year here would have been a 98, 97, so it is a drop-off. We get it. Do I think Brandon Yates is a 77? No, I don't. Do I think he's a 97? No, but I do think he's probably in that 80s range, 84, 85. Very good Power 5 starter. Defensive line, this is going to be interesting. I completely disagree with some of these numbers here. I'm just going to be completely honest. There's no way you've got Edward Vesteren over TJ Jackson in this. For me, it's just my personal opinion. I think Eddie B's awesome. I think he has a great motor. He's going to be one of the main guys up front for us this year. I'm not saying that. Talent per talent, TJ Jackson puts him in the trunk. It's just not close. TJ Jackson is, he was one of the best players on the Troy football team last year. He's definitely not behind Asani Redwood. But again, he is speaking for what he thinks EA will do, not necessarily his numbers. But to me, that just kind of takes out, you don't want any accountability that way a little bit, I'm kind of calling him out a little bit on it. He never answers my messages anyway. He's one of the only guys that's never responded, to be honest. I still always read his articles, though, because I think he's great. On this, though, Sean Martin at an 89, that's pretty damn high. I love Sean. I think 89 is pretty generous from him right there. Eddie B is not an 86, but if he could play like an 86, that would be amazing. Fatorma is probably right where he should be in an 82. He's pretty limited as he's a run stuffer. He doesn't do a whole lot else. Sonny Redwood hasn't played enough to really know yet. TJ is way further up this list, in my opinion. He should be where Eddie B is, or at least where Mulba is. But I'm assuming maybe he thinks that EA doesn't know who he is or something. I'm not sure. Curious what some of y'all think about that. 88 seems low to you, Coos. Or 78. He probably meant 78. Not sure. Oh, he might have been talking about something else, though, too. But yeah, so to me, it's like, but I mean, it's not like I said, Sean. Okay, so by the way, of all the people on this list that has the most upside, I would probably give it to Corey McIntyre, but he's hurt. So I'll go with. It's a tough one because I think Sean Martin is probably about what he's going to be. He can definitely go a little further. Eddie V is kind of about where you think he is, and so is Mulba. They've all played multiple years. TJ is multiple years into his career as well. Corey's got a ton of upside there. Maybe Hammond Russell will be a good candidate. I think if you're going to say a guy with his size, maybe he could really be the high riser on this list of defensive linemen. But a solid defensive line group. Zach Keith is another one. No doubt about it. I think, you think of Zach Keith, he came on the show, and Orion Fisher. Both of these, two of these last three guys here, I like Taurus as well, but Orion Fisher and Zach Keith both have a lot of length, and Orion Fisher's like a 7-foot wingspan or something crazy. You get to Spur here. I thought this was interesting. Tyron Bradley at a 78 is too low, and so is Ty French at 78. I don't see that. I know he's coming up from FCS, but he was an All-American there. Tyron Bradley finished the year strong as he had a Jasir Cox kind of finish to the season, right? So I just think, I don't know, man. I think Tyler needs to be higher up on the list here. Or on the his number needs to be higher. French, no doubt, needs to be higher. I think he would be at least, I put him in at 85, 84, 83 in that range. He's been an All-American. Even with the FCS level, I asked several people. He's really tough to block in practice. So we'll see. Tyron Bradley, I think, can be 82, 83-ish. High riser on this list, easily could be Beno Amuka. There's a lot of upside there with that kid. At linebacker, this will be the funnest one, I think. Pretty disappointing to look at. I'm looking at these in real time. I didn't look at them so extensively when I read it earlier. So Trey Lathan at an 84 is very fair because he had the injury. He played like a 94 before the injury, but the injury brings a lot of questions. I don't see Josiah there he is. Okay. But yeah, Lathan, that's fair at an 84. I think there's no doubt he has the highest upside on the list. I mean, just what it is. Ben Cutter is 78 is fair. I think that's fair for what he did last year. I think he could rise a bit. Josiah Trotter, it's a toss-up between him and Lathan. But I think you had to go to Lathan based on what he did last year. But Josiah certainly could end up being the best player on this overall list, on the entire team. From what we hear, he could be just that good of a player. It'll be interesting to see where these guys end up because these ratings, they didn't used to when we were young. what they do now, they update as the year goes. I think quarterly or every 4 games, or I can't remember how it works. It might be game to game now. I'm not sure. But look for Josiah and Trey to be a little further along than they are. And Reed Carrico is probably going to start, guys. He's probably going to start, just my opinion, based on what we're hearing from camp. So be looking to see what he does as well. This is this is going to be the craziest, on the list, right? At corner, we've got a bunch of 70s here and 60s. Garnett Hollis, probably our best corner at 77. That's fair. He played on an 8-5 Northwestern team. Last year played a lot of ball for them. And then kind of got showed up in the spring game a little bit. It's a wait and see on Garnett Hollis. He could end up being our best, or he could be just another guy. Kikora Tarnu, interestingly enough, just came in as he's our newest signee. That tells you right there how bad we needed him. I agree with this. He's had a ton of production. Yet another guy from Jacksonville State that we're plugging in. I think he's got a lot of upside to really rise on this list. I do believe he will have one of the starting quarterbacks, or he'll probably start at safety, as a matter of fact. I'm pretty sure it's what I heard. So interesting there. Aiden Garnes is a guy that I really like a lot. The Duquesne kid. He really played well against us. I don't think he's a 72. He's an 80, for me. Fagan is another guy. I like all these transfer guys. I don't think any of them are elite, but I do think that they're comparable players. They're good enough. Crandall has so much athletic ability. He could be the highest riser on the list as well. It's just hard to say. But something that we're going to need at least 2 of these guys to really step up and be great. Make sure we don't have any super chats here. Oh, I do have one. Sorry about that, Sean. I didn't even see this. Sean Uphold with a $20 super chat. Thank you, man. Busy getting ready for a trip. Let's get those super chats rocking and show support for all Paul does for us guys. I'll catch the replay. Man, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. It's very much needed right now. So thank you. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Thanks, John. Okay, so, looking at the next position list here, safety, because there's obviously Spur, there's Cat, there's Nickel. So there's a bunch of different ones. Pretty strong with Jaheim Joseph and Aubrey Burks right there at 88 and 84. I think those are well earned. Zay Jennings going to be definitely the high riser on this one. And then you look for the Jackson twins as well to possibly do something. But no doubt about it, Aubrey Burks is the stalwart who could possibly be, if he goes on the same track he was on year before last, he finished 92, 93. Anthony Wilson could definitely rise up a little further. I think his lack of coverage skills is what hurts him the most. In the box as a run defender, he may be our best. Zay Jennings stands to gain the most here, as I just said. I think he's really just taken everybody by camp. He's taken everybody in camp by storm. I'm so excited to see what he does in the summer. Hopefully the Neil Brown mention list has a lot of Zay Jennings in it, because we need a kid like this to really pop off as a freshman and have a big year. So I think Zay is going to be the guy on this list that really pops by year's end. Specialist, Ollie Straw, 85, Michael Hayes at 80, Austin Brinkman at 73. Like I said, I know he's projecting what EA will do here, but Brinkman's one of the better in the country. I think he should be higher up than that. Michael Hayes and Ollie Straw. Ollie Straw is a weapon for us guys. 85 is really good for a punter. It is. It's very solid. It's probably top 20 in the country. But I do think he could rise a little higher. He's that good. Michael Hayes is probably fair here at kicker. He's got a huge leg. But we have to see him do it so consistently. So let's see what he does this year. And that looks like that's all. So overall, I think, you look at up and down the list, and there are a lot of guys that are probably being undervalued here. Skylar was being safe on the picks, but I personally think there's like 7 or 8 guys on that list that could jump 10, maybe even 15 points by the end of the year. It's just they haven't played yet, or they haven't played for us yet. Like, for instance, look at French, for instance, right? Ty French. This guy is one of the better FCS football players in the nation, top 10-ish kind of player in FCS. If he puts it together up here, he's 6'3", 250, 240. It's not like he's a small guy, so I think he's one of those guys that could run, you could be a 90 overall, a little higher by the end of the year. And then obviously the receiver room, I do agree, maybe 25. A lot of pieces in there could be better. Huddy Tuddy comes to mind as somebody was a little undervalued there. I think Traylon Ray was properly valued at an 83. He deserved that rating. I think that's pretty good for a guy coming off a freshman year that he had. And then I'm going to be honest, I was a little taken aback by everybody too low, he said, by the Oklahoma State transfer. I feel like he should have been probably just a tad lower, but I'm not mad about it. Hopefully he's better than they say, but I love him on tape and everything. I just wonder about his chemistry with the guys. Wyatt Milne could end up being the best player overall on this team. I think there's no doubt about that. I really do believe that. He's got the potential to be one of the better linemen we've ever had come out of the West Virginia. And that includes Zach Frazier, guys. He's that good. Bray's going to be on AA. Hope you liked the video, guys. Something to talk about on Memorial Day anyways, where there's a lack of news. Thank you, Sean Uphold, for the super chat. If you want to help the channel out, this is my full-time job. Send a super chat over. I think I said it when there was only a couple guys in here, but I'm going to say it one more time. If you served in the military, or if you have any family that have given the ultimate sacrifice, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your ultimate sacrifice as a family and as a person. In 2003, right out of high school, I was full of piss and vinegar and joined the United States Marine Corps. It's one of the proudest things I've ever accomplished. I went in November of 2003, graduated in February 2004 after being held back 1 month. And then I went and did my duty. It's something that I'm always going to be proud of, and I'm always going to bleed the stars and stripes. So thank you guys. And I really hope that, you have a great Memorial Day. So thank you guys. I knew what you meant. I just wasn't going to speak on it, man. All-American is like, whoo, that's big talk there. I mean, he's got the shot. I think he can be an all-conference player, Bama. I will be shocked if he's an All-American. I'm not going to lie. You're talking about Kevin White, Stem Bailey type numbers. And we just haven't had that in so long. And Garrett would have to get so much better as a passer for that to happen. I could see him doing something like 900 yards, 60 balls, and maybe 7 or 8 touchdowns, which is a great season. But with Garrett, the way he plays ball, it's, does he go through his progressions a little more this year? Does that hurt his running ability? There's a lot of questions for that for me. I'm fascinated with how Garrett's going to play this year because he's been told all offseason, you got to get better at the intermediate passing game. You got to get better at the middle of the field. You got to raise your completion percentage. And you just hope he doesn't overcorrect and lose some of that spontaneity that we all love with Garrett Greene, right? one of the great things about Garrett Greene is, he might look at his first and maybe second read and pull it down and go, but he gets 70 yards sometimes, right? Like against North Carolina, he slid and pointed. That was on, I don't remember if that was a pass play or not, but I think it was. And he was there. I don't think he read anything. So I do worry about that with GG. Now, maybe asking him to do that would help. If because sometimes less is more with the running quarterback, especially with his size. So I think, if you're going to make the opposite argument to my point, it's, Garrett's rushing totals will be lower, but if he really has fixed his intermediate passing game, it opens up everything so much more. And then you're talking about Colin Klein type stuff where you're really making spot, where you're really picking your shots on the running game. So, Timothy Green, thank you, brother. Very nice comment. He said, I just want to say you're getting better every show. You're learning more and more. I'm proud of you. Thank you for all you do for fans like us. Thank you, Timothy. It means a lot. We're expecting it this week, according to Red Baker, something he said. So we'll see. He retweeted somebody that said, hey, are we expecting a something? And he mentioned causation, correlation. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but basically he said we're expecting something next week, and that was last week. So let's let the week play out and see what happens. I do too. I hope it's not noon as well, but if it is, I'll accept it. But I do think we should consider holding off on the black uniforms for a night game if it ends up being a day game. One I usually against Penn State, don't get me wrong. But if the Pitt game is a night game, then I'll take that too. You know what I'm saying? So I'll take the damn FCS game again tonight. If it's, I want to see a blackout. I want to see a coal rush. And I think we all do. So, all right, guys, let's go over here to WV Insiders and read an article that I wrote earlier about the recruiting weekend, and then we'll get out of here. Just want to read this comment really quick. Speaking of Red Baker, anyone else see him retiring as AD when he's ready to totally become the governor of West Virginia? I'll tell you what. I'll say this. I'm shocked at how much weight he's lost. And it's almost scary how much he's lost. I'm assuming Ozempic, but you never want to assume it. But that Tony Caridi interview he just did, everybody looks funny when they lose a lot of weight fast. They just don't look like themselves. So I don't mean this as a rude way towards Ren at all. He just doesn't look like Ren. Like he looks crazy to me, guys. I'm sure it's great for himself, and I'm sure he needed to do it. So great for him. I just hope it's, you worry because this job's so stressful, I guess, that it's taking a toll. I just hope that's not what it is, But I do think he's, it's not that he looks bad, really. It's just that he didn't look like himself as much. So, I don't know. Just the point I was making about Red. So, WB Insiders, I wrote this article earlier. Important recruiting weekend. Elite prospects thrill West Virginia fans. Or at least they did me when I read about it. Upcoming WV recruiting weekend promised exciting prospects. West Virginia University is gearing up for a significant recruiting weekend, the first of 3 planned official visit events over the summer. The Mountaineers are set to host an impressive lineup of prospects in Morgantown, aiming to boost their 2025 recruiting class. This weekend will feature a mix of current commitments and top targets as the coaching staff looks to make a strong impression. The list of visitors includes several highly touted prospects: Scotty Fox out of Mentor, Ohio; Jackson Aquardi out of DeForest, Wisconsin; Gavin Crawford, who has already committed out of Good Counsel; DeAndre Desinor, At running back out of American Heritage, who I really want, Cam Strong, corner out of Hannah, South Carolina. Terrence Edwards out of Trinity Episcopal. Oops, moved it. Wilderness Telemac out of Mountaineer Pace, Florida. Jaquan Stubbs, defensive line, Cleveland Heights. That just sounds like a West Virginia player there, Jaquan Stubbs. Jalil Hall, wide receiver, Monsignor Bonner, Pennsylvania. That's crazy. We've got two completely different states. Monsignor Bonner, Pennsylvania, and Monsignor Pace, Florida. Nick Moore, defensive line, Jefferson County, Tennessee. Aiden West, defensive back, Quince, Orchard, Maryland. Montaven, Quisenberry, athlete, Boyle County, Kentucky. Carson Lawrence, safety, McCallie School, Tennessee. And Sirius Stinyard, quarterback, Gaither, Florida. That's probably my favorite name on the list. Sirius Stinyard, that's a cool name, man. Or Steinyard, whichever. The roster underscores the key priorities for WVU's coaching staff, highlighting a mix of positions essential for the future team. The Mountaineers have honed their approach to these summer visit weekends, creating a well-rounded experience that appeals to both recruits and their families. The combination of program presentations and engaging activities has historically translated into successful commitments. The impact of upcoming college sports changes on recruiting. I just threw this in because I felt like it was necessary. On a more broad scale, significant changes are anticipated in college sports due to recent legal developments, and these changes can profoundly impact recruiting strategies. The Big 12's unanimous vote to settle the House versus NCAA and related antitrust case has set off a domino effect, leading other conferences and the NCAA to agree to a settlement. The resolution is poised to transform college athletics, particularly in terms of financial dynamics, which could make WVU an even more attractive destination for top prospects. The settlement includes a $2.7 million fund to compensate former athletes. I'm telling you, this mouth is extremely sensitive. Good Lord. Unable to sign name, image, and likeness NIL deals. The amount, which is retroactive, stems from recent court decisions unfavorably to the NCAA. Additionally, a new revenue sharing model will begin in fall 2025, allowing schools to directly pay athletes on top of the existing NIL opportunities. This means recruits can look forward to better financial support, making schools like WVU more appealing. Talks about it being in the $20 to $22 million range there. So this is a part I just wanted to get off really quick before I'm not going to read this. It's a pretty long article, so I don't want to talk forever, but this is my part of the section where I wrote, who should we keep an eye on? And from everything I'm keeping track of, from people I've spoken to, I believe these are the players. Because I've been following it close. For those closely following WVU's recruiting efforts, WVInsiders.com offers a comprehensive hot board that tracks key prospects and their interests in the Mountaineers. This resource is great for fans and analysts, providing detailed profiles of top recruits, including DeAndre Desenor, Delray Beach, Bo Jackson, running back from Euclid, Ohio, Karen Brookins, wide receiver from Atco, New Jersey, Joel Hall, Drexel, PA, Raphael Green, the O-lineman from Cincinnati, Cameron Herron from Indianapolis, another O-lineman, and Wilderson Tilmac, defensive line from Opa-locka, Florida. So I just kind of broke down a little bit about every one of these guys. Scott Fox is a quarterback from Mentor. He's 6'1", 185. He's a promising quarterback from Mentor, known for his strong arm and quick decision-making. He's been a standout player at Mentor High School. His ability to read defenses and deliver accurate passes under pressure makes him a top target for WV's 2025 recruiting class. He's also got some good mobility. DeAndre Desenor, running back from American Heritage, is 5'8", 180. He's got Florida State, Georgia Tech, Louisville, Miami, North Carolina, Ole Miss, Oregon, Penn State, Texas, and West Virginia. He's a dynamic running back known for his speed and agility. At 5'8", 180, he combines quickness with a low center of gravity, making him difficult to tackle. His performance at American Heritage caught the attention of several top programs, including West Virginia. Jackson Aquardi out of DeForest, Wisconsin. I love this kid. 6'5", 230. Versatile tight end from DeForest, Wisconsin, standing 6'5", 230. He's a big target with reliable hands, excellent blocking skills. Good Lord. Probably because I'm talking so much. He's a key prospect for West Virginia, offering both potential as a pass catcher and blocker. Julio Hall, wide receiver, Mountaineer, Bonner, PA. And I'll let you guys read the rest of this. Wilderson Telemack from Mountaineer, Florida. Cam Strong, Gavin Crawford, who was already committed. Aiden West, Nick Moore. All right. Oh, Miss Weintraub, thank you very much. Happy Weintraub Day. I'm just kidding. Happy Memorial Day. Thanks for all you do, Paul. You're a superstar. Wow, that means a lot, man. Thank you very much, Michelle. That means a lot. Happy Memorial Day to you as well. The autocorrect got you again? Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Fall's good. Saul Wilkins and Altoona are on campus now. Anyone you know about Darius Farmer? That's a good question. Let's check over on X really quick. You guys want to do a little sleuthing and see if Darius Farmer has posted anything about that? Let's check. I've been gone all day, so it's anybody's guess as good as mine. All right. Uh-oh. All right. Nope, here's that catch from the other day. That's pretty cool. Heck of a grab. I don't see anything on here. Maybe he has something on Instagram, but I have not yet. I haven't yet done that, so I haven't checked yet. Has anybody seen his highlights yet, by the way? They're extremely impressive. Extremely impressive. I would click on it, but I'd get copyrighted probably from Huddle, so we're just not going to do that today. I had a video from the other day get taken completely down because of copyright. What's his name? Asked me to look at on the basketball channel. He was asking me to look at John Buggs, and I looked at the one ESPN clip showed up for 18 seconds, and the copyright struck me for that. I took the video down. It made no money. All the super chats went to that person. Like, wild, man. At least I assume they did. I know the revenue the video generates does, so stupid. I just can't go on YouTube anymore. Yeah, it was Jacob. It was because of you, Jacob. That was like $100 20-second video there. Wild, man. But you know what? You didn't know, Jacob. I'm not saying it's your fault, but that's what happened. You asked to see John Buggs, and then they flagged it. So I didn't realize. I thought I was okay because I watched it on X, not YouTube. It don't matter. They flag it either way. All right, guys. Like I said, been a pretty fun video. Like the video for me. Drop a comment below and subscribe. Most of you guys, I'm pretty sure, are in the drawing. But since there's 103 you guys in here, we'll go over it one last quick time. I know I went over it ad nauseum already, and a lot of you guys have already heard me do this a bunch, but you just have to be diligent with it. We want to get as many people signed up for the website as possible. So here's what you do. You're already at Mountaineer Paul Talks Football, so you've already got pretty much the hard part over. You're going to go to westvirginiainsiders.com. That's WV Insiders with an S.com. Once you get there, it's going to look like this. Share screen. Share. It's going to look like this. There's my logo. If you see my logo, you know you made it. Go over to Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. Make sure you're subscribed. Go to Hoops from the Hills. Make sure you're subscribed, which is right beside of that. and then go to forums and subscribe. Well, not subscribe, but sign up there. Then you'll be able to do anything you want. You can make a topic. You can respond to a topic, whichever one you want. But you want to go to general and then give away Eat Shit Pit posts here. And you'll join the couple dozen other people who have already gone for a signed Garrett Greene helmet. If you want a signed Garrett Greene helmet, that's all you got to do. Go to westvirginiainsiders.com. So sign up for the forum and subscribe to both football and basketball. Pretty easy stuff. I saw it. I saw it. Pretty sure I did. Pretty funny, man. It was an Eat Shit Pit thing, wasn't it? Yeah, it was pretty cool. Sean and Michelle, thank you guys both for the awesome $20 super chats. You guys are great. Other than that, guys, I don't have a lot else for today. I'm going to relax and eat some lobster tail and steak. That's what I got myself. So, spend about $50 on dinner, but it's all right. Hope you guys have a great evening. Happy Memorial Day to you and yours. This episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football is going to come to you an end right now. And I am out.